Dork flight. The HEMI, the 426, the 7 liter, this is the one you want. It sounds glorious. It translates into me being cool as well, which is a great feeling. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely, well, it's not that lovely anymore, but you join me in the north of the Netherlands at Pedal to the Metal, which is a magnificent company that specializes in US muscle cars and classic cars, and they have an incredible collection of cars. Make sure you check them out. Link is in the description. Check them out on Instagram as well, because these guys do amazing stuff and they have ridiculous cars. So today I'm going to show you around this 1970 Plymouth HEMI CUDA, which is one of the coolest muscle cars ever made, and this is a particularly nice one. California born, and it is in insane condition. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll take a walk around, show you the interior, and then we'll take it for a drive on a lovely dike road. No autobahn, of course, for obvious reasons, but still should be a lot of fun. So the HEMI CUDA, what is it? Well, it is a Plymouth Barracuda. That is what it started like. They were built between 1964 and 74, and this particular version is a third generation that is on a modified Chrysler E-body platform, so it shares that with the Dodge Challenger. This is, well, the CUDA name came just from PR marketing, who wanted to give it a special name. It is a Barracuda, but that was not cool enough, so the HEMI CUDAs are the ones you want. It has a range of 6 and 8 cylinder engines, but the HEMI, the 426, the 7 liter, this is the one you want. And this particular car comes in this rally red from factory with a black vinyl top, and this is one of the most desirable specs out there, with the Mopar rally wheels as well and the Goodyear tires. And like many cars at Pedal to the Metal, this is like a concours level restoration. It's called all the documentation you want. It's called the original fender tag with all the options. I'll show you that later on as well. And these incredible, as I said, these Mopar rally wheels, 15-inch, looks really good on this car. It sits beautifully, as you can see. The tire fits in this fender really nicely. You've got the little chrome trim as well, and then this sort of gill thing going on down the side. Beautiful profile with that high hip and the hockey stick decal. Only made in 70 and 71, the HEMI CUDAs. We've got the CUDA badge over there as well. Gorgeous tail lights. This is a handsome car. It really is. I mean, all these like big muscle cars from this day and age are good looking, but this is particularly like menacing to look at. I think it looks powerful, and I also love this. That vault door close is awesome. So only 352 of these HEMI CUDAs were made in 1970, and only 368 of those are automatics. The rest are manuals. And of course, this is the version you want. You want that HEMI CUDA with all that power. Where is it? There it is. So the shaker hood, you can see the shaker sticker as well, which is super cool. It also shakes, and this thing produces 425 horsepower on paper. Apparently this was grossly underrated, and it actually produces a lot more. And you have a manual operation in the inside, so you can open and close it for more or less intake air. Fender tag, as I said. So over here you can see all the option codes. Now you can see that they had to add another one, which means that this is very well optioned, and it has things like power brakes, power steering, the vinyl top, stuff like that. It is really well optioned out and in incredible condition, as I said. So they also detailed the engine bay to look like, you know, like it did when it came out of the factory. This is also optional, by the way, the indicator, so you can see that your indicator is on. Inside, where we've got, well, an incredible interior. We've got these gorgeous bucket seats that are, well, actually very good, very comfortable. They're not too supportive, so you do like fall out a little bit, but it's actually very comfy, and the interior looks absolutely spotless as well. everything has been restored so incredibly well, and it just feels like it's brand spanking new. You can see carb air over there, and we've got a lovely little wooden steering wheel, power steering, as I said, beautiful gauges in front of you, and the clock going over there, which is also awesome. And as I said, we've got an automatic, so this is the Torque Flight gearbox, which is the coolest name ever for a gearbox. Torque Flight. Torque Flight. Decent space in the rear as well. And well, we've got the key, so let's start up that Hemi. So you also have, this is the 426, so that's like 7 liters, but you also had the 440, which is an even bigger engine, but it had less power. So the Hemi is, you know, the NASCAR developed engine. That's the one you want to have. That's the powerful version. We're in park, yep. So Hemi comes to life. It sounds so good. And we've got seat belts down here as well. So let's get those going as well, and then let's have a drive. Oh, the steering is so light and the car is so big. It's an incredible combination. Okay, so what is it like to drive? Well, it is an absolute boat of a car. It is a land yacht. Well, not even. We've seen much longer cars at pedal to the metal, but still, I think this is one of the most boat feeling cars I've ever driven. The steering, as you can see, power steering, as I said, it is super loose. It is very, very light. And it is a weird contradiction because the car feels so big. It weighs 1600 kilos. It's not even that heavy, but because you have these Goodyear tires, they lose traction so quickly. And for the rear tires, that's not even that big of a problem, but the front tires also lose traction rather quickly. So it feels a bit like something you drive like this, just in a relaxed way. I also feel like you should be driving like this and not like this, like a nerd, but like a boss. So you drive it like this and it feels glorious. Honestly, it touches something inside me, this car. It really does. I love muscle cars. I love almost every US car we've driven. I felt like, you know, it's fun. Even that girl liked it. But this is just on another level. It is so cool. The essence of this car is just coolness. And I feel like it translates into me being cool as well, which is a great feeling. So we've got a little bit of a wider street here on the right, which means that I can give it some beans. And that is what this car is for. The hood will raise when you give it some throttle. So let me just kick down. Oh, it sounds glorious. So it's got beefed up suspension as well, and some reinforcements in the chassis for the Hemi and the 440. But it is a proper hooligan, this thing. It drives, it sounds, it feels the way it looks, and I love that. It's exactly what you expect. It's a little bit floaty. It means that, you know, you can take speed bumps. It's very comfy. It is a big badass cruiser, this, that has some proper power to back up the looks. I love it. I absolutely adore this. I would love to do like a road trip in the US in this car, because I think that would be just the epitome of this vibe. You know, maybe do a little bit of a burger tour, or those classic diners. The gearbox shifts are pretty quick actually. I wasn't really expecting that, but when it shifts, the shift itself is pretty quick. I don't know if they changed it for the CUDAs, but it feels good. But don't expect anything from it like on a handling perspective. We've driven the Corvette C2 this morning, and that feels like a go-kart compared to this. This is all over the place, but in a good way. So let's do another little kick down. It's proper quick as well. Once it gets going, it keeps developing power. It's really nice. Soundtrack also awesome. It's low, it's purposeful, it's not too loud, it's not some sort of screamer. It needs, you know, it makes the sound it needs to make. It burns petrol and you go fast. That's the gist of it. And it shouldn't be more complicated than that, right? That's what it is. I love this little click of the indicator as well. And then also, of course, you've got the idle of the engine that just shakes the entire car. Oh man, where have you been all my life? I would love to own this. The only problem is that these HEMI CUDAs are sought after. They are very popular and they are very expensive. So this one is 220,000 euros. I mean, I get it. It's not like I feel it's too much or it's too expensive, because it is in insane condition. But yeah, it's a shame that these things, they just made too few of them basically, and too many people want them. You know, that's just what happens. Oh, come on. The fun thing is that it really speaks to you on a very primal level, right? It's not, I don't feel like a car reviewer right now, because what am I going to say? Yeah, it handles like crap. It's all over the place. The steering is super light. The brakes are, well, they're better than the Corvette's brakes, but they're still not great. It's massive. It understeers when you go on a roundabout. Objectively speaking, there's hardly anything good to say about this car, and yet I'm driving this and I'm like, I need this, I want this. How can I make this happen? How can I make myself feel this way without spending 220,000 euros? It's something special, these cars. They really are. They touch your heart like ET. So if you are in the market for a legendary muscle car, go check out this 1970 Plymouth HEMI CUDA at Pedal to the Metal. This is in beautiful condition, absolutely gorgeously restored. It's got all the right options, it's got the right spec. It runs like a dream. It makes you feel like James Dean. And I'm rhyming, and that means that it's true. You guys want to hear the idle? Listen to that. So check out Pedal to the Metal, link is in the description. Check out their Instagram, check out everything they do, because they are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video on the right, this playlist on the left, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.